What's up, blockchain? This is Nick from Truth Blitz. Hope you guys are having a good one. You may not be with the way the market is looking right now, and we will take a look at that. So, man, we are below $400 billion, $388 billion in overall market cap. I was literally just watching on Bittrex, and it looked like some whales just totally sold out of Bitcoin. It was just straight down on the half-hour chart, about $1,000 down. For those who don't know, to move Bitcoin down that fast, it was some whales. So yeah, so obviously we can see right now everything is in the red. Everything, and which is very strange is Tether is even in the red. Usually when we are in a situation like this, when the whole market is in the red, Tether is usually in the green. But right now we see Tether down 1.96, almost 2%. So that is wow. Let me take a look at Ripple. I just read an article about Ripple, or I saw an article about Japanese banks using it on mobile apps. I didn't really get into it, but anyway, it's days like this today that can be a little discouraging and depressing in the crypto space. It's you know, I mean, you try to have a positive outlook and think about the fundamentals, but when you make the move to go from working a regular job into solely focusing on crypto, days like this can really beat you down emotionally. So I mean, virtually everything is in double-digit red right now. And it was, I didn't position myself good before we started making the drop. I was hoping we'd bounce back up to the high that we had saw of around 11.7, 11.8, so that I could, you know, position myself correct and make the moves that I had to make. However, I was not able to time that right this time. However, I did just really put a lot of money into Omisago. So, hoping that works out. Right now we're at $13.71. So I'm just going to continue to watch all this and hope for the best. I mean, there are a few things that are going on that you would think are going to have an overall positive impact on the space. But this here, it has to be, I don't know, there might be some news that I haven't heard yet. I really just started looking. It's days like this that I don't even want to make videos about crypto, to be honest with you. I talked about doing other things on my channel yesterday. And, you know, it's days like this that I just don't even want to look at any charts. I don't want to even think about crypto because, I mean, look, but unfortunately I have to. I can't just turn it off and not think about it, because if I miss a move that would have helped me because I'm not paying attention, I'm going to regret that. So, that being said, let's get into a quick article. I talked about this bill in Wyoming. I'm not going to read the article. I'm just going to go over it. To basically exempt utility tokens from securities regulations, and that bill passed in the state Senate. So, that is encouraging if you live in Wyoming. You know, I wish we would get a bill like that on a federal level, but Jay Clayton doesn't seem like the pro crypto type, to be honest with you. He's saying that they're securities, and that's that. So, this is the article I really want to talk about. Interesting. Steve Bannon lauds cryptocurrency as a tool to resist the European establishment. Steve Bannon, former chief strategist to U.S. President Donald Trump, said that cryptocurrencies could be an asset to the European anti-establishment movement at an event sponsored by the Swiss newspaper. I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I'll slaughter it. On March 6th. At his lecture in Zurich, Bannon stated that cryptocurrencies and the blockchain will empower the populist movement, empower companies, and empower governments to get away from the central banks and debase your currency and makes slave wages. That debase your currency and makes slave wages, I'm sorry. With cryptocurrency, we take control of the central banks away. That will give us the power again. Bannon sees the broad use and integration of cryptocurrencies and the blockchain as means of emancipation from establishment forces that have created a new serfdom. Wow. Once you take control of your currency, once you take control of your data, once you take control of your citizenship, that's when you're going to have true freedom, said Bannon. Bannon accuses governments, central banks, and tech companies of taking away the rights and identities of ordinary people and using them for their own purposes. This is so true, everything he's saying. Bannon is traveling in Europe on a speaking tour following right-wing victories in the recent Italian elections. In the lecture, Bannon speaks at length about how cryptocurrencies and the blockchain can be instruments of the movement of right nationalism. Previous to working at the Trump administration, Bannon was a founding member on the board of Breitbart News, which became known as the voice of the alt-right movement in the U.S. with an outspoken brand of anti-establishment, far-right rhetoric and reporting. Bannon was an advisor to President Trump as well as a member of the National Security Council before being dismissed from the White House in August 2017. As previously reported by Cointelegraph, the canton of Zug in Switzerland is establishing a global hub for crypto blockchain that's come to be known as Crypto Valley. The Swiss Financial Market Supervisory Authority, FINMA, has implemented forward-thinking policies towards cryptocurrencies, making Switzerland a competitive environment for developing crypto blockchain and distributed ledger technologies. I hate when they say alt-right, because of the way the mainstream media has used that term to make it seem like it's all racist. And anyway, that's beside the point. I like Steve Bannon. I like his views, I should say, on his anti-establishment views, and that is what crypto Bitcoin is about. That's why Bitcoin came to fruition and was developed as a means to fight against central banks. And I've talked about this at length. So, it's good to see other people talking about that. And I had no idea that Steve Bannon was even into crypto or knew much about it. But it seems that he does. And he's absolutely right. When you... Let's go back to this part. Where is it? Bannon accuses governments, central banks, and tech companies of taking away the rights and identities of ordinary people and using them for their own purposes. This is 100% true. In one form or fashion, this is what's going on. The tech companies, in a way, are just as powerful as the central banks, right? The government, it doesn't matter what government it is, we'll just say a government in general, has become a puppet of tech companies and central banks. they really have an amount of control that is astounding. So good for him for speaking out against it. I mean, that's what he does. But it's good to hear other voices come out and basically say what needs to be said and spread the truth about what's going on. This isn't just him talking about the technology and how great it is. This is him equating this technology to our freedom. And I know there's those people who are going to come out and say, well, because I've heard this argument, they're going to come out and say, well, this technology can mean our freedom or it could mean our enslavement, right? Because there's the theories that blockchain will be used to, basically oversee all of our finances. Obviously you can't edit the blockchain. You can't delete from the blockchain. Once it's there, it's there. So, it can be used. This is the fear of us going into a cashless society, where our finances are controlled and can be shut off if we're not good little boys and girls. So, but at the same time, you could counter that argument with, well, it could also be used and is being used to free us from fiat, from the control and enslavement of fiat, because fiat is used to enslave us. All right. I'm not going to get into how fiat works. If you watch my channel, you should already know. But that's the way it is. So I could counter that argument that it can be used to enslave us, blockchain, I mean, with, well, it could also be used to free us. And it's happening. It's slow moving. I know when we have days like today, when the market looks like this, you're going to have a lot of the naysayers. Here's I'm going to wait for, the legacy pawns to come out on Bloomberg and CNBC and say, oh, look, it's going to zero. The bubble popped. All of the people who've been, spewing that forever, are going to come out, look, I was right all along. Well, no, you weren't, because we're still, yeah, okay, we're down 50% from our high. However, we're up from the low of earlier in 2018. All right. This is how this market works. It's volatile. Look at percentages. And this is what I have to keep telling myself as well. So, we have seen huge price increases and huge sell-offs. All right. And yeah, the amount may look astronomical, but if you look at it in percentage, it's about, around the same as a lot of the sell-offs we've seen, percentage wise. So, I'm kind of babbling right now, but it's just one of those days, I guess. Hopefully this turns around. I haven't looked at any charts. I'm gonna need someone else who is proficient with analyzing charts to tell me where they think it's gonna go, because this is a critical point right now. My charting skills are so. I'm gonna find out, how low somebody thinks this is gonna go. But I think it could definitely go lower. Before we hit that, yeah, well, right now it's up a little bit, but before we hit that high, I don't want to call it a high, but when we got up to the 11.8 area, Right before that, there was a lot of people saying that it's going to go to 6,000, 6,500. And I don't know if that is still the consensus of those people, but it's possible. I mean, we literally just dropped $1,000 in the course of less than a half an hour. So anyway, guys, that is pretty much it. So I asked my subs that question yesterday. I started a second channel, and I haven't put anything on it yet, but I am going to put other content on a secondary channel. I'm not going to do it on this channel. I'm going to keep the crypto and everything else separate. So, but I am going to make other videos. I am going to talk about other topics, other things. I'm not going to let what's going on, the climate of people who speak out and speak the truth, I'm not going to let that deter me from talking about issues that need to be talked about. So once I get the channel kind of going, I will post the information for any of my subscribers who are wanting to see that kind of content as well. You guys will be able to check me out there. Also, I had one of my subs request that I start doing live streams. And it's funny because I've been thinking about that. So I think I am going to set my software up. I'll do a live stream once in a while. I like the way my buddy Crypto Blood has set up where he does call-ins. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could do something like that if you guys would be into it. Let me know. But I will get set up so I can do live streams at the very least. And, you know, we'll go from there. Anyway, guys, I will talk to you soon. See you guys later.